The big question is style more important than spins when it comes down to snowboarding? We have that answer and more. And my opinion on that, stay to the end of the video for you'll get the full breakdown, the Brad J style on that one. All right, so in snowboarding, it's a lot of talk. Is style more important than spins, or are spins more important than style? And this is an age-old question that has been wagered forever. Forever, right? Because every year another spin, another 180 gets added to it. And then every year you get the snowboarding purist saying it's too much, it's gymnastics, stop spinning, stop doing this. It needs to be focused about style. We need to judge on style. We need to not judge on spins. Spins should not give you extra points. The more spins, the more points. That's what so many people don't want to have happen. But if you think you can control the narrative of snowboarding, you got another thing coming. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there's always going to be somebody who's willing to try to do the extra 180, to do the extra 360, and it could be a young gun, could be a kid who's been watching all the videos, watching Instagram, watching TikTok, seeing the edits, and going, you know what? I think I can rotate just a little farther. And you can't stop that. There's no, what are you going to police the world? We hear some kids are spinning 2340s. Let's send down there and have them arrested. It's not going to happen. Okay. So as much as a purist does not want to see it, and look, this is passion. I'm not upset, but I hear this all the time. And as a professional snowboard announcer, this is one that just drives me crazy because it's not going to change. It's like trying to run through a brick wall again and again and getting the same result. You're not going to get it to change. That's what's going on. There's too many kids in I don't know where that are learning to do stuff on trampolines and airbags and are bringing it to the snow. And Hiroto Ogigara is one of them, 2340 that he has spun, 2340. And as much as people are like, nobody wants to see a 2340, do they? Because I think the layman does want to see it. And if you look at that and how snowboarding is going, and you can see, let's say the average couch sport watching person flips on the TV and snowboarding's on. And they're seeing someone spin a 2340. And they're understanding, well, that's 6.5 rotations. That's insane. So people are getting it. Snowboard purist, not going to like it. Telling you it's like ballerinas. It's like ice skating, figure skating. It's not. It's not the same, right? And you're not going to change it. So if that's going to keep your stress level up, wanting to change and saying it needs to be about style, it's not going to change. Okay? Like I said, there's always a young kid somewhere ready to try the extra 360, the extra 180 to get it done. And that's it. All right? Case closed on that. All right. Kokomo Marase on the women's side has landed the backside 1620. What does that mean for the World Cups coming up? And what does it mean for the Olympics for the women's side? The back 1620. So you got Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, who has, what does she have? She has the 1440. So she has a 1440 rotation she has. And that's what's helped her win, X Games gold, medals, Olympics, what have you. That's how Zoe does what she does. She's got a little extra in the tank. A 1440 in your bag of tricks on the women's side, that's a big number. But is it that big? Because now you got Anna Gosser, who has a 1620 in her run for big air or for slopestyle. And see, one thing you always got to remember, too, with this is these competitors that compete in slopestyle, they have to compete in big air, too. So that's great that Kokomo Marase has the 1620, but in big air, you have to have two different rotations. So you can't just huck and win on one. So she's got to have something to back it up. Is that Kokomo Marase has a 1440 to back that up? Could be. Maybe that's something she goes for. But in big air, you have to have it. Now, if you're looking at it as a slopestyle run, is that the last hit? Is your third and final hit the last one where you do your biggest trick? Could be. But with Kokomo landing the 1620, and people argue on Kokomo, Marassi landing on, she had a hand touch. Oh, my gosh. For heaven's sake, give the girl credit. She landed at 1620. Sure, she slapped her hand on the ground on the landing, but how is that even a thing? Why would you even – the comments that I've seen, like, it doesn't count. Well, let me tell you why it does count. Remember when Shaun White at X Games had the perfect 100 with a slight hand touch on the last wall? He got a perfect 100. And a lot of people argued that. I think the judges were right because nobody on that day and that night, I was announcing that, by the way, could have done what he did. So did it deserve the 100 even though he had a slight hand touch? He got the 100 and he had the hand touch. Tony Hawk's 900. Did that count at X Games in, 1999? When he landed and he slapped his backhand on the ground but was able to roll away clean? Did that not count? So stop not giving credit where credit's due on Kokomo Marassi's 1620. She's going to have to back it up. But then you start thinking about it. You have the return of one of the most competitive slopestyle big air women's snowboarders in the history of it, ready to get back into the game. She had just a couple of years off since the last Olympics from Beijing, had 2 babies. And now she's coming back at it again. Who am I talking about? Jaimie freaking Anderson is who I'm talking about. Now, I don't know what Jaimie's been working on, but after we've just covered all this, does she have it to be able to throw down with these girls? As far as making the U.S. team, I think she has a way, way good opportunity to make the U.S. team. Can she compete for a gold medal? If the girls are landing 1620s, can she do that? If they're landing 1440s, because Jaimie has a 1080, does not have the 14. Is she working on that? I don't know. Maybe that's something she's in training for right now to try and land the 14 to spice up the run. She's got a sick rail section no matter what. She's the queen of slopestyle, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. But can she throw down? Can she drop the 1620? I doubt that's something she's going for. But if she could go with 14 and up the ante on a 1080, maybe having a 10 and a 14 in the run, maybe that puts you on a podium. Or is she trying for the 1620? I don't know. Those are questions that need to be asked. And I don't have the answer for them. All right? Even though I try to. All right, Fenway Sports joining forces with Shaun White's Snow League. What are you talking about, Brad J? Isn't that a baseball team, right? Well, this is from Josh Sullivan at a Snowboarder magazine. Read the article on it. Red Sox ownership among latest investors in the Snow League. And Linda Henry is the co-owner, Boston Globe Media, Fenway Sports Group, and has stakes in pro golf, NASCAR, and hockey. Not just that, Liverpool Football Club, Pittsburgh Penguins, Sportsnet Pittsburgh, so a great TV package, NESN, the sports TV, RFK Rowing, a NASCAR team. So they're legit. That's a legit situation to be teamed up with them. And here's the cool thing about them. They're down with snowboarding. See the hat I wore right now? The Big Air hat? That is from a Fenway Big Air World Cup that we did prior to the Olympics a few years back at Fenway in the wintertime. So they already are down with snowboarding. So when you get a company like this is why this is a good thing. And you could figure out whatever you want to say. The reason why this is a good thing is because they're down with snowboarding. They're not just trying to make a buck and split. So kudos, big props out there to Shaun White Snow League teaming up with Fenway Sports Group. Good to see it. We'll see guys like Joey Okelson doing his thing. It's all coming up. China is the first stop for Snow League, and then they'll be doing Aspen in, I think it's late January. Hopefully I could be out there for that one and report from the side. So that's how that's lurking right there. Good investment, like it. And is style more important than spins? Look, as far as I'm concerned, it's not going to change anytime soon. You can smack your head up against the wall and go, I want it to be about style and not spins. That's not going to change, okay? That's the trajectory it goes on. Now, if you also want to take the attitude going, well, that just ruins snowboarding. It doesn't ruin snowboarding because you can go snowboarding with your friends and your family and have a blast, right? And no matter what's happening in competitions, no matter what's happening in spins, it doesn't matter. You're still enjoying snowboarding. People said this. They said this about skateboarding. Skateboarding Olympics, it's going to destroy it. It doesn't destroy the fact that it's fun to go skateboarding with your friends. That's what you do. And how does that ruin it because they're making a sport out of it and putting it on TV? I don't think it does at all. And that's the rant I'm done with. All right, that's going to do it. Axis Media Snowboard. I'm Brad J. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like, and share. Got to go. See you on the hill. Yeah.